rise and shine. One question that I would often get when I divorced my ex-husband was, when did you know that it was over? Now, I remember knowing in my heart that it was over when I was pregnant with our twin daughters. I was at the tail end of my pregnancy and I was scheduled for a routine checkup. Now at this point, I had to go in weekly, and we were living in Brooklyn. So I did not want to take the train. He was going to give me a ride. But as soon as we woke up in the morning, I was hungry. And I asked him politely if he can make breakfast for us all before we went to the hospital, because it was going to be me, him, and our son going to the doctor appointment. Well, he said to me, I'll cook if you wash the dishes. Now, I got up and I looked at the sink, and mind you, you can imagine how extended my stomach was from a twin pregnancy. I could barely reach into the sink, and let alone stand with all that weight, with pots and dishes piled in the sink. So just the anxiety alone, the feeling disappointed that my husband didn't want to even wash dishes or something without complaining about it or making me feel like I needed to do something too in order for him to get up and cook. I needed to wash the dishes. I cried because I just felt fucking let down. I felt hurt that and unworthy of someone just picking up the slack of something that in the moment that I was too exhausted to do. That morning I woke up in like so much discomfort that I was ready. I was ready to go into labor, and mind you, I did end up being checked into the hospital that day because one of the sacs was low on fluid. So I didn't even have a bag packed. But I ended up having to have an emergency C-section that very day. He didn't even want to wash dishes to cook breakfast for his wife and son. And then he called me a child because I cried. He said, grow up, stop acting like a child, as I cried. So right then and there, I knew, I felt it in my heart. I'm like, this is not going to last. And we were in the process of buying our first home, but that was the first huge discard that I experienced. And you know, there's little red flags here and there, but to be honest with you, it got worse after we got married, because men like that, they think that you're going to stay. They don't expect you to leave. They do things throughout the relationship to test your loyalty and ability to put up with their shit. And so he underestimated me. And our daughters were born the same week we closed on our house. The same week he did not want to wash dishes to prepare breakfast to feed his wife that was pregnant with 2 of his unborn children at a high-risk pregnancy.